All right. Welcome to the YouTube world of Walk Steady. That is not my actual name. That's my YouTube channel name. Mystery Man. My name has some form of that name in it, though. I come to you with a cold and sick and not feeling very good. But I wanted to share this with you. This is my 2014 Ford Raptor 6.2. It's the crew cab. It's black. It has taillights. It has doors. It has windows. It has tires. It has everything. Oh no, I'm about to drop my phone. Whoa! It has everything that a normal vehicle would have to get you your purpose of having a vehicle completed. Okay, so now I'm just rambling, but what you see here, that there is the driver's side passenger, or good night, driver's side. See, I told you, I'm sick and I feel terrible, but I had to get this done. The driver's side rear door. And you may say to yourself, what is going on? And I will tell you that it is getting cold out. We have a boat. Oh man, the camera's dirty. So it's getting cold out. We've got a boat and we had to get it winterized. So we took it to where we are going to store it for the winter. I'm just going to post up on the truck. We took it to where we're going to store it for the winter. And it's just under 3-hour drive one way for us. So we took it there. We're doing the stuff. We're getting it ready. We come up, and let me back up. It was a nice day. It was in the low 70s. So a beautiful day. We're very fortunate to be able to do it on a beautiful day like that. We get ready to come home, and I have my windows of my truck down and go to roll them up, and the rear driver's side door window will not go up. Mind you, this is a nearly 3-hour drive home. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I don't know anything about this stuff. So I took the door panel off. Take the door panel off right there. I'm like, oh, surely there's a way to get it to roll up manually without power. It's power windows, but surely I can do something. I was mistaken. I could not do anything. So we had to get home. So we had a towel, a beach towel from the boat that we took out. So I put the towel over the window, closed the door, and that was our window on the way home. Was it as good as a normal window? No. Was it better than having the window down while driving 80 miles an hour on the interstate? Yes. Okay, so let me get to the point of the video. I thought it would be helpful for people in this situation to know I figured out a way, with the help of some Googling and just curiosity, I figured out a way to get this up without the switch, because the switch is bad, is my diagnosis. I don't know if it's that switch or maybe the front switch, because what I read was the driver's side door switches override all the other switches. I don't know how true that is, but for my scenario, it doesn't really matter, because my goal right now was to just get the window up, and if I could get it up, I will figure out what was wrong. I will replace that later. It's getting cold. I don't want to have a window down all the time. So you can see the windows up, so I figured out a way. So what I did was I had already taken the door panel off. Oops, sorry, Axel. There's Axel. I had already taken the door panel off in hopes that I could somehow push it up manually before our drive home. Didn't happen. So I got to reading and Googling and internet searching. And I had figured out prior, this is the window motor that rolls the window up, I believe. Has to be. Don't know what else how it would not be. So this is the connector to that. That connector then goes right there to the up and down switch. This camera isn't focusing for junk. Junk! Focus, piece of trash. I don't know. All right, I'm back. Maybe that's better. Hopefully that's better. Because that was blurred junk. Anyway, I'm back. So that's the connector that goes from the switch to the window motor. So I read somewhere online, and that if you obviously the vehicle is 12 volt, right? So in some form or fashion, there's got to be like 12 volts of electricity when you go up and down for the motor. So what I did was I took that off, and this would tell me if it was the motor that was bad or not. Because if you put electricity, you bypass this, you put electricity to the motor, and it works, then the motor's good. So it's got to be a switch or something, right? So that's what I did. Now I'm not recommending this, but if you have a little bit of DIY in it, you know what you're doing, give it a shot. In no way am I responsible for the dumb you do, but you can try it. I took this and basically just touched those wires to each side of the connector. First try didn't work. It actually tried to take the window down. So I was like, oh, it's going to work. So then I switched the wires, and the window rolled right up. So that tells me the window motor's good. There's something wrong in the switch or relay or something of that nature. But I thought this might be helpful for somebody else in this situation. If they get stranded and their window doesn't go up and they have the DIY mentality, they want to try to get it up. That's what I did. I wouldn't recommend it, but I needed the window up because it's getting cold. And I called the dealership, and it's going to be like 2 or 3 weeks before they could even get it in and diagnose it. And I need the truck. So I'm not going to drive around with my window down when it's 30 degrees. No. I mean, I could, but do I want to? No, because why would you want to, right? So there's your little random video of the week or day or whatever, So hopefully that helps somebody. And I'm going to start with, I think, that switch and replace that and see how that goes. But another thing that would probably be helpful is the door panel comes off pretty easy. There's two on the very bottom of the door panel, like right under there. There's 2 screws that screw into the bottom there. Right behind the door handle, there is a screw, but it is covered up by a piece of black plastic. So you cannot see it. So if you pop that black plastic out, take that screw out, take the bottom screws out, take this, there's a plastic piece that goes on this pillar here. If you take that out, there's a screw. I think it goes in there maybe. Somewhere. There's a screw somewhere. That pops off the whole door panel. And then once you get the door panel loose with the screws, you kind of lift up and then pull out. And it's kind of a pain. I think I broke that right there. But and I think I broke a couple connectors. But I got it off there, right? And I got the window up. I got the goal accomplished. This truck's not a beautiful, unscathed, unscratched thing. It's work truck. So here we are, boys and girls. Have a good day. All right. Oh, I'm back. I got some issues. My truck battery died while I was working on that because I left the key on. Yeah, figured it probably would. Battery's kind of weak, but wanted to show you the finished product. So door handle or door panel's back on. I put that plastic pillar thing up there. And then under here, you can't see it now, but there is it's a seal, like a door seal thing that goes under there. So I did not put the black piece on here. I'll show that to you. So this is just a little black piece that kind of just snaps right in there if you pull the door handle out. I'm not going to put it back in right now because I think I'm going to switch that switch out as soon as I can. Switch. But I wanted to show you these. So, right there's one. Right there's one. You pop this plastic piece right here. It just pops off. And then you've got a screw right there. I didn't put that screw back in either because I'm going to take that off somewhat soon. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, you know, I'm not putting this out there to show you how to bypass, and I don't know if it might hurt the motor. I don't know, but I tested it with a sort of to back up. I tested it all with a little electrical tester meter thing, and the switch had 12 volts going to it. The connector, when I pushed the window switch down, the connector had 12 volts going to it, to the motor. So I assumed that 12 volts was going to the motor one way or the other, because you could hear when I pushed the switch down, you could hear the motor try to activate, but the window was all the way down, so it didn't move, obviously. But when you pulled it up, it didn't do anything. So I knew there was 12 volts going to the switch, to the motor. And at that point, I made the assumption that the motor was good, and it was probably just the up part of the switch or the relay wasn't working correctly. So that's when I decided to take a 12-volt battery and try to bypass the switch and just connect directly to the motor, and then it worked. So it was really hard to get those wires in there without touching them and sparking. So I would not recommend doing this, but that's how I did it. I was in a sticky situation, and that helped me get the window closed until I can get the switch or relay replaced or whatever I end up figuring out that it is. So hope you all have a good day. Thanks for subscribing and liking. Catch you later.